Good evening and welcome to Stupid O'Clock. I'm your co-host, John Scarborough. With me tonight is the ever lovely Zach Albright. Or I keep wanting to say Albright.
Hey, it's still better than what they did on my graduation.
All right, how do you pronounce your last name? Because we were just discussing this.
My family says Aubert.
Aubert.
Other part of my family says Aubert.
See, after you said that, I wanted to say Aubert, but I knew that wasn't right, so I came up with Albright.
My school said Hubert.
Hubert. I used to play that game.
I don't know.
Long ago. With us tonight, let me see. Joe, there's Joe. Hey, Joe. I was about to bring you in, but okay. Carl, and we got our rogue gallery over here. We got Carl and Donna, and okay. I wanted to bring this up, Zach. You had to change your name so that it wouldn't interfere with the business side of Launchpad.
I probably should have a picture.
Okay. Just so you know, Astro is the dog from George Jetson. Okay, I just wanted to bring that up while you're okay.
I didn't think about that. That's good.
Yeah. I can see it, George, and that's pretty cool. But I just wanted to make sure you understood that because there's a famous George Carlin, or not, it's not George Carlin, Gallagher. There's a famous Gallagher joke that he used to tell about. He said, "Wang Computers says, didn't they tell them what that name meant in English?" They could have been IBM or Apple, but their name was Wang. Okay, that
was the owner's last name.
Yeah, and the bad part was, it says, can you imagine reading about their stock in the New York Times or something like that, the Wall Street Journal? Wang is up, Wang is down, Wang is up, Wang is down. Okay. Hubert, I like. Yeah. Hey, where did all our names go? Hang on a second here. Wait, what? Okay, Joe, what did you do that none of our names are showing up on this thing? Oh, there we go. Thank you. Okay.
And put us over there. I don't like that.
I like that one better. Let's see. I completely lost my train of thought. It just
We're talking about Hubert.
Hubert.
I saw somebody cosplayed at Cubert the other day at a convention.
Was it good?
You could tell it was Cubert, but when they went around and going and had the little
So
symbols.
10 out of 10 for effort. 5
Yeah.
out of 10 for execution.
7 out of 10.
We have this friend who runs a costume shop here in Chattanooga. It's Beauty and the Beast costume shop. Jeff and Susan Stringer. They went to a Dragon Con one year, and Jeff did a costume of Powdered Toast Man, full-size, life-size costume from Ren and Stimpy. And they had this joke superhero in the Ren and Stimpy show called Powdered Toast Man. Well, the people that did Ren and Stimpy were at the convention. They brought a Ren and a Stimpy. He got in there with a picture with them. Their Ren and Stimpy looked horrible. Okay, it looked like something you'd expect to see at McDonald's, like Grimace and the Hamburglar kind of thing. Okay. His Powdered Toast Man was spot on. And the people. Oh, hey, Sean. He's got to go. Whoa. He said new suit ready for HallowCon.
Yeah.
Is he cosplaying or he just go out and buy new clothes?
No, he's coming as Iron Man. This is the guy that looks like Robert Downey Jr.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
What did he do to Robert Downey Jr.?
He looks just like him.
He looks. I mean, it's like almost spitting image. It'd be hard to tell them apart, especially in Hollywood. But he's going to be showing up at HallowCon.
Have you heard the story of Jeff at Dragon Con when the convention was there?
That was what I was going with. The people from Cartoon Network came up to him and congratulated him on his costume. Says, "Your costume looks great." Those other two, and they told him our other two costume guys look horrible. So and he's like, he's in the suit. That's so funny. He's Powdered Toast Man and says, "Oh, I did this one myself."
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Happy birthday.
Did you see what Carl said, Zach? I can understand while changing one's name after the green room, but sometimes it makes me want to leave the country. Zach is.
I literally am. I was like, green room once? Nope. Bye.
It popped up on my Facebook feed today. This old ancient wheelchair in the back of a truck with the skeleton. Somebody says, "I wonder who this is." It's Mother.
He made a skeleton by hand. Wrinkled skin, everything. Dressed it up like Mother from Psycho. Even had an old-timey wheelchair that he used to carry it around at the conventions. She was like, it was a running joke, "Is Mother here?" Because that was like the mascot for their shop for a long time.
Yeah.
They had a hearse. That was hilarious too. I wish they'd taken better care of that hearse, but when they bought it, it was in rough shape.
But did you hear the story about when the Baptist convention showed up at the same time as Dragon Con? And Mother at the elevator?
Doesn't sound like a good idea.
I don't know who these hotel people are that book these things. Okay. But I have lived through some very odd booking combinations at conventions. Okay. I told you about the one with the Secret Service and one of the Bush first ladies. I can't remember which one. I think both, actually. I think we've actually had issues with Barbara Bush and who was the senior one?
Barbara. They're both named. He married a woman with the same name as his mom.
Shades of Superman, Batman. Just so you know, Superman and Batman they're both DC Comics, and both their mothers are named Martha. Okay. You think people would figure out if we're going to book a sci-fi convention, we don't need to book Shriners or Baptist or the First Lady or Republican National Convention or anything like that. So.
Well, I heard the one year that they booked the Magicians Convention at DragonCon was phenomenal.
That one actually worked out pretty good. I wish I had some decent money so I could start going back to DragonCon.
Oh, and I found something that's absolutely delicious.
You did?
Yeah. French vanilla coffee with Cocoa Puffs.
I could see it.
No.
Because I've poured coffee on my Cocoa Puffs before, so we didn't have milk.
It's good, isn't it? You get a mocha flavor.
Cocoa Puffs, Zach, in case you don't know, they're little chocolate pellets.
I've had them
in cocoa.
Why you ruin a good cup of coffee?
I didn't have milk,
so just eat them dry.
I didn't have time. That's It's easier to spoon them down your gullet when they're wet. Okay.
Yeah.
You know something? I'm going to have to either reverse this picture or quit using it because I look like I've got neon kitty cat ears.
Yeah.
I saw that earlier. I wasn't going to say anything. That's a whole trend right now. You're so on trend. You should go on TikTok. All you have to do is just like bounce back and forth a little, and then when someone donates like a bone, you just go meow,
meow. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, the problem is I have to keep my head still. Meow, meow.
Yeah, my TikTok feed is full of people standing on the street in New York, just like whatever you gift them, you react to. So someone gives you a cob of corn, you go. Where's civilization?
Use beer.
Dad said cornflakes and beer.
Cornflake? Okay, well, no cornflakes. No, I can't see that one. Shredded wheat and beer isn't bad. Okay. Just for the record.
But shredded wheat's only good for like 15 seconds of being wet, and then it's ruined.
Yeah. Now, frosted mini wheats are awesome, but not with beer.
That's what I was meaning. No, you don't want the plain shredded wheats.
Yeah.
I was a hero in the military one time because I packed an entire box, 6 packets of dehydrated milk. And we got out someplace and people had cereal and stuff for breakfast. And it was the one time they didn't bring us that radioactive milk. The military gets that boxed milk, that they put the straw in and stuff like that. Yeah, that's horrible. Hey, Michaela. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Boy, we got everybody. We got the whole crew in here tonight, except we ain't got them in here.
And Dan, we didn't cover Dan's absence.
Dan's internet went from spotty to Morse code. So he can't do this show, and he can't do Last Man Standing.
Last Man Standing. Yeah, I'll probably, if he jumps in a little bit, I'm gonna check with him and see. But if I don't hear from him by 1 or 12:30, I'm gonna go ahead and just drop him. But guess what? I won't have to set them up next week. They'll already be ready.
Oh.
I didn't delete them off of StreamYard. I just deleted the broadcast, the destinations, as they call them. Oh. So what new space news have we got? Have they opened up the Osiris capsule yet?
Yes.
Is there still communications with Houston?
Well, they haven't said anything yet, so unconfirmed. But yeah, we should find that out Wednesday, I think, is the announcement.
One of my favorite movies when I was younger, because I was young when it came out, Michael Crichton's The Andromeda Strain.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you went to Stupid Clock, you saw the picture I posted, because strangely enough, the bottom of this capsule thing that brought the sample back looks identical, except in color, to the scoop probe from Andromeda Strain that wound up killing all those people with that weird
Where
green.
do you think they got the design from?
Well, it's obvious that Elon stole Rocket Ship XM for Starship.
Okay. We're gathering space junk in a probe that looks like a probe that killed a bunch of people in a sci-fi movie. We have spaceships that look like spaceships from sci-fi movies. We're trying to resurrect dinosaur DNA and make dinosaurs. We've made these movies to show you not to do this crap, it's literally don't make dinosaurs. Okay.
See, these aren't movies, John. These are glimpses into the future. We have time travel.
I wonder if there's literally people in the future that are going, hey, let's make them some movies about all the stupid shit they're going to do in the future and send it back to just before they do the stupid shit.
Exactly. I was talking about this, I can't remember who, with a week or two ago. And it was talking about, like, with James Webb, but then it was relating to all the UAPs and stuff. But it's like, it wouldn't be the first time in human history movies have been used to test the public's, like, response to different things. So, I mean, it's when war is starting to spool back up because, war helps the economy. What do you start seeing? A ton of war films. UAPs are starting to be a topic. Well, what was popular for the last few years? Alien films. I mean, it's too coincidental.
There is a book, and I want to say Harold Cole did it. I might be wrong about that. I can't remember. It's either Tom Clancy or Harold Cole. I can't remember which one. What it's called, Red Storm Rising.
Yeah,
very famous book, and I think it was Harold Cole who did it. But a group of terrorists, I want to say they were Chechen terrorists, I might be wrong, blew up a oil production facility in Siberia or in the Urals.
Tom Clancy.
Was it Tom Clancy?
Yeah.
Okay. And so Russia was going to run out of oil, and it was the oil that diesel engines use. Okay. They would not be able to refine diesel fuel for diesel engines. So not only would their logistics infrastructure fail and trains because they had diesel locomotives, their military would not be able to move. Is that after a certain time, they would have to start using the strategic reserve and their military would be useless. So they decided to launch a sneak attack into Europe against NATO to take out NATO so that they could take over the Saudi Arabian oil fields, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, all those areas. If they could get NATO out of the equation, they could control all the oil. And that was the whole thing about them starting basically World War III. Not yet, Michaela. No. Mother Nature may have just figured out how to make bacteria that eats plastic. In the next 5 years, I imagine it'll mutate into a super plastic eating thing and start eating like, IV bags.
Everything.
Yeah, it's car parts, while you're driving.
Yeah. And Zach, what you're talking about, the coincidence? Rule 39.
But when the Russians got ready to launch their war into NATO, one of the first things they did is they digitally remastered. Well, they wasn't digital back then, but they remastered the Russian movie Battleship Potemkin. which is like this big revolutionary moment in their history, and they basically put this out there where everyone could see it. This movie to get the Russian people into this patriotic fervor so that they back up the Russians going to war against NATO. Sound familiar?
Shocking.
Shockingly. Yes.
Well, we found out the hard way what Russia already taught us. You can't whip Afghanistan.
We could have. Just nobody had the balls to do it. So.
Yeah, I mean, and Iraq. I mean, I heard one guy say, we can drill a hole 6 miles through solid rock to get to oil. 3 feet of glass should not be any problem. Do you understand that meaning, Zach?
Maybe.
He wanted to nuke Iraq and just go in and drill oil through the glass.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was going the right way with it. I'm trying to think. Other space stuff that's happened this week. Psyche got delayed because they realized that the thrusters aren't ready.
So they went ahead and did a static fire for a payload that's not ready.
It'll be ready in a week. It's just a week delay in flight readiness, and they realized that Florida's hot, so that they need to reprogram the thrusters that orientate the rocket, so when it's launched, they work. The cold thrusters got too warm, I guess, or something. I don't know. But they've got a 2-week window. If they miss that, it's another 6 or 12-month delay. So we missed it last year. Let's see if we can do it this year.
Well, it missed it last year because the payload wasn't ready, right?
The software. They broke the software for it. The spacecraft was ready, but the brain of the spacecraft was not.
No. And this is going to be the double drone ship?
I believe so, yes.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
They need a third drone ship.
Okay.
They need a third and a fourth at the rate. We had 9 Falcon 9 launches last month, and we have 9 plus Falcon Heavy this month in October.
I'm surprised he hasn't bought offshore oil platforms and modified them to land drone ships on.
He bought 2.
But he tore them apart to build his,
They still could have used them.
There was enough. Yeah, he could have take the platform out, put it on the ocean floor somewhere, let it sit there. And I mean, it doesn't have to move. But
I think the oil derrick thing was one of those 3 a.m. comments that then became reality. But also when they were looking at the plans to build launch or I don't know what we're calling them, Starship Tower 1 and then Starship Tower 2 either at Starbase or Starship Tower 1 in Florida, they realized it was cheaper for them to buy old oil rigs and take the elevators out of them and use those for the Starship Towers than buy new ones. Because they've gutted both the towers from the 2 oil rigs and have used those on the 2 towers that they've now built. So
the only thing I can think
Elon
of
is not allowed to drink and have his credit card.
The only thing I can think of that the ships are better at is once it lands and they secure it, just float it back to NASA and
Well, that's one of the questions is could you? So the hard thing is, and it depends on the launch. And I haven't looked at this. We're actually trying to map this over the next few months to see what are the most common launch trajectories. Like ISS is almost always the same. It's close. Yeah. The issue with that is obviously your drone ship has to be exactly in the path that you launched. So an oil derrick, you're not going to be able to move it 20 degrees the next day. But the thought was,
those things do move. They bring up the foot and
they just lift them. They can. But one of the thoughts was,
if you're going to do that, you might as well have a ship.
Landing ships, and then you have a bigger ship. Like Blue Origin bought one for their landing as their bigger drone ship for New Glenn. Half started renovating it, and then they've scrapped it, and the ship just got destroyed and cut up and whatnot. But it was like, well, couldn't have SpaceX have bought that and just parked that next to just read the instructions, and they have a crane that like takes like 8 Falcon 9s onto it, and then you have a 9 Falcon 9 return ship that comes in. The other, I think the biggest issue is the turnover time. They can't wait 3 weeks before getting the boosters back because they don't have enough boosters. There's only...
How many boosters do they have total, Falcon 9 booster?
Probably about 12.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there.
I mean, they're I've seen some of the things where they talk about it's, you know, a 1 week turnaround on some of those boosters.
Yeah, they're getting there. Let me get an updated number. We've seen a couple new ones come online, and I don't think we've seen any of them retired. In January of 2023, there was 15 online and 4 that were confirmed. And that includes the new ones that we have seen come online. So we're at 14.
There's Robin Reed. I got to wave hi to Robin. That's our bartender.
And they've had 13 that they've retired.
Oh, really?
13 Block 5s.
Yeah, because they've got
a lot of the others.
They've got several different models, right?
Yeah, everything's Block 5 now.
The Falcon Heavy uses 3 Block what?
Block 5.
So they are using Block 5s.
Yeah, everything that was Block 4 earlier has been scrapped.
And pretty much when they retire a booster, they're just they get one more shot out of it.
Yep. Yeah, they just put on an extendable mission. The biggest thing with Falcon Heavy that people hate is that the center core now is always new. They're not going to use, it seems like most of the time, if ever, they're going to not change a booster out to be that center one because it needs some more supports for like the attachments.
Right.
Regular Falcon 9s can become side boosters really easily, but that center core that they've decided to do separately. But it means that center core is always a center core, and a lot of the time they're just expending it now because it's too hard. They can't boost it back, and they don't have enough drone ships. So they're recovering the sides because those can do more missions than the center core, so they just scrap the center core.
You know, the United States had all these aircraft carriers, and they scrapped them and sank them as reefs and all this sort of stuff like that. Boy, if he just could have bought a couple of those and just towed them out there.
Supposedly he tried, and the last one got pulled into Brownsville either really late last year or early this year to be destroyed. The last one he could have, because all the new ones are the nuclear stuff, and they're too recent. All the
fuel oils are gone. Everything we got now is nuclear, unless you count the Marines, the LHAs, the landing helicopter amphibious ships. It's got the boat bay in the back for the landing craft. It's got the helicopter deck for helicopters.
Well, if you look at the drone ships, they're not that big.
Exactly.
Like, they don't need Starship needs an aircraft carrier, but Falcon 9 doesn't. Falcon 9 just needs, honestly, any old cargo ship could probably be 2 to 3 landing decks easily if you just flatten the top of it.
Oh yeah, container ship.
Yeah, even a small container ship. Some of the big container ships you could land a couple starships probably on. Because they're pretty much always within that second circle.
I can't remember if the United States ever did it. I know Britain did it. I think Canada was thinking about it. Was taking container ships and actually they put containers on it that contain military hardware, but then put a deck across the top of it where they can land aircraft. I know the British did something like this during the Falklands War with the Harrier, because the Harrier jump jets can land, vertical.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they actually used it as an aircraft carrier or just to haul aircraft down there so they can have extra aircraft. So the only time I've seen them hauling Harriers on a container ship, they were hauling them as cargo, not as aircraft. So
Yeah, I think most of those it was cargo. I mean, Britain right now is using cargo ships and turning them into floating cities for their immigration problem. That's what they're doing with ships now.
Well, wouldn't a Harrier fit in a container?
No, it's too big for that.
Oh, that'd be neat. Just load container ships with Harriers. Kieran unloads a few of them.
A Harrier jump jet, even when you fold the wings and everything, is bigger than 2 containers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kieran would love to do that.
Football and HallowCon talk. It's a good night. Oh, I'm not much into football, but I do appreciate a good football player. I was watching the Kentucky-Florida game today. Oh, look who's here. Hi.
Surprise.
It's almost the end of the show.
Yeah.
You know,
and Dawn, just remember the head comes off.
Yeah, it comes off. Zach started it. It's all Zach's fault.
I didn't do nothing.
That's what she said.
You know,
wait a minute.
Zach was joking earlier about, says, you're an adult when you start getting excited about really boring things. You know, what was the one you were talking about, Zach?
A scale.
A scale.
Like, ooh, a scale, 10% coupon, and it connects to my phone. Bye.
Okay. I have every store I've gone into that sells socks. Okay. I've been looking for a calf length sock with a psychedelic pattern on it, just so I could do the sock puppet dance from It's Almost the End of the Show.
Have you checked Bezos' website?
I try not to buy anything online because it's never what you want when you get it to the house. So
yeah.
Well, the people at the UPS store know me by name now when I return my Amazon stuff.
Do not answer his calls. Yeah.
That's why I don't take the returns. I get my grandparents to take the returns back. Then they're not mad at me.
One of the things I did, I was trying to buy some tactical pants. Okay. The ones I like are 511 pants. They've got some features on them that are really nice. Like the edges of the pockets are reinforced. If you put a knife with a clip in your pocket, the spot where the clip goes over the pocket is reinforced so that the clip doesn't wear out the pocket. They've also got a drag handle on the back pocket that if you're wounded and someone has to pick you up and carry you, they can grab this handle and lift you up by it.
Not going to work for me.
Okay. Well, they got another one. I've never seen it other than on advertisements. They've got tourniquets built into the pockets on the thighs so that if you take a leg wound below the knee, you can reach inside the pocket, grab the ratchet, pull it tight, and ratchet their leg to stop the bleeding. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's not the one I wanted though. I wanted to get their 511 tactical pants, just the regular ones. The only problem was they don't use the material that they used to use. Everything now is lightweight ripstop. Mm-hmm. I don't want the lightweight ripstop. I want that nice material that I bought in Iraq from the PX when I bought my first pair of 511 pants. So, oh yeah, we've still got that. We'll send it, And so if you order it online, guess what you get?
Okay. Hey, that's how you sounded in the green room last night for a while.
Yeah, I'm ripstop material. It may not rip easily, but it wears thin real. It wears thin and fades. It's horrible.
My son gave me a pair of pants that one of his customers where he cuts yards gave him. He didn't like them because they had their tactical pants. They got the pockets and all this.
Right.
I reached and down inside the pocket, I was feeling there's a zipper. Inside the zipper is a pistol-shaped holster.
Ooh, nice.
And I said, "What did this guy do?" Oh, he's a air marshal.
Tell me you live in America without telling me you live in America.
Zach, you have probably sat next to an air marshal and didn't know it.
Oh, 100% have. I'm very aware.
Yeah.
There are certain giveaways.
Okay.
Yeah, the head on the swivel.
Yeah. Back when I was
flight.
in the military, the stewardess would always get all the military guys that were on the flight together and say, "We're changing your seating." Okay. And the reason was, you know those doors over the wings, the little short doors that
They don't fit out.
Yeah. They wanted to put the military people in front. They want to put a big, strong guy in front of those doors so if the plane does land in water, somebody can get the door open and get the people out. So the stewardesses would naturally, they would get the military guys, and that's where they would seat them. Now, a lot of the guys, especially the younger, would make the mistake of arguing, and I would slap them down, tell them, "No, do not argue with the stewardess. There's a reason for this." It says, A, they need somebody to be able to get the door off and throw the kids out, when in the emergency and stuff like that. Old lady, yep. Don't laugh. That's almost how it works. Because they've got that over the wings. They've got that one inflatable slide.
Yeah.
That's also a raft.
Yeah.
So it pops out of the side of the airplane and then folds down off the wing into the water.
Yeah.
And somebody has to sit there and chuck kids in the plane or in the raft.
Into the plane. It's going down. Go back in.
Now, the other thing they would do, and for those of you who air travel, you may not know this, they try and put some people near the back doors on the plane. And the reason is they may not want to let people out of those doors in the event of a water landing because the plane sits held low.
You don't want to open the doors.
You don't want those doors to open because the plane will flood quick. You don't want them to use the front doors. You don't want them to use the back doors. You want them to use the ones over the wing because that's where the boats are.
Hence Sully.
Yeah.
So they tell the guys they put in the back of the plane, says, if we tell everyone to go to the middle doors, you get up, go back, stand by that door. If anybody tries to get out that door, knock them the fuck out. Okay. And yeah, so if you're flying an airplane and the big military guy tells you not to use that door,
don't use that door.
A, don't use that door. B, tighten up your jaw. Okay, that's just the only advice I got for you is put your teeth together because you're about to lose some teeth.
Try to keep him in your head.
Because you're one of those people that's going to be unconscious when they toss you out the little door on the wing out into the raft. Okay. And
yeah, when I was flying down to, I think it was Orlando for one of the Artemis trips, I had ended up moving seats just because there was an empty row at the back of the plane. I was like, can I just have it? Downgraded from where I was supposed to be, but got a whole row. So I was like, great. We're hour and a half from Orlando. And I noticed our plane starts taking a different route and that some flight attendants have been helping some lady about 10 rows up from me. And I was like, okay, we're deviating. I don't love that. And you see them starting to like quietly run around and get things out of different places. I'm like, oh, we're going to medically abort somewhere. Like, I mean, I want the person okay, but oh, come on. And at some point they come up to me and they're like, we might need to borrow your row. I was like, fine, tell me where you need me. And they're like, okay. And they brought one of the daughters and they're like, do you mind watching her while we take care of her mom? I was like, sure, fine. And so got the daughter settled and stuff. We land. Don't know what happened to the mother, but she was ice cold, shaking, and nonstop vomiting, and like in shock of something. They like couldn't get her stabilized at all. Like she physically, they didn't divert, but
peanut allergy.
something.
That was a peanut allergy right there.
They re-aimed at every airport they could as we were heading to keep us on our path, just in case they felt like we had to divert. We land, and they're like, okay, everyone stay seated. We want med teams to come on. Everyone listened, shockingly. Luckily, it was a Canada flight, so the Canadians actually listened. Unlike an American flight, everyone would still fight to get off first. Yeah, right. I was like, do I get a discount or like a refund or something for my flight? No. They all get on. They're taking care of the mom. The mom's carried off with the emergency crews. The daughter's still next to me. And the daughter's like 14 or 16. Like, she would have been fine and been able to deal with stuff, but they're on vacation. And no one else is there. And I'm like, you forgot the girl? Mom's going to the hospital. You might want the girl. And they're gone. And now the plane's unboarding. Went to the flight attendant. I was like, you remember there's a girl, right? They're like, right. So they try to get the ambulance. Ambulance is gone. And they're like, okay, daughter doesn't have a phone that can make US calls. Flight attendants get all their phones. None of their phones are connecting. I pull my phone out. My Canada phone is the only phone of the entire flight crew that is connecting to the US cellular signal. So now they're using my phone to call her dad, who's on the other side of the country in Canada. And it's like, hi, your wife's gone to the hospital and we left your child on the plane. How would you like us to proceed? So I'm getting text message updates for days. And I'm like, your daughter doesn't have my phone. Like, I don't know where she is. It was bizarre. But it's interesting working with flight crew.
But I was telling you that story earlier about, they're placing the, soldiers next to the certain window seats. One of the window seats I got to sit at, I was sitting next to the air marshal on the plane. How did I find out? He went to put his baggage in the overhead bag, and when he went to sit down in his seat, he had an aisle seat. When he went to sit down, he smacked me with a pistol.
Sure he did.
Whipped.
No, he was. Let's just say he needed to do some more exercise. Okay. Nice guy, just by military standards, he was fairly overweight. So
that's why he's a flight marshal.
When I was flying back north to the U.S. from Canada, we ended up having to deviate south to go to Detroit because we had wing problems, so we had to do emergency landing.
You had wing problems?
Mm-hmm.
Did they tell you that in the air?
I don't remember where we found that out.
Hopefully on the ground.
It was like a 4 a.m. flight. I was sleeping when I found out.
Oh, come on.
The kid next to me, he's like, hey, wake up. I'm like, what?
He's like,
we're landing in Detroit.
We were flying from Frankfurt to New York. And they get over England. And just as they're getting out over the Atlantic Ocean, they've flown over England. We're getting over the Atlantic Ocean. Apparently, when you do this, you flip the avionics.
Ice cream.
Oh, dear. Be prepared, everyone.
Have you noticed Don doesn't wear any cleavage shirts with ice cream night anymore?
I didn't realize I was wearing cleavage shirts to begin with.
She's having her ice cream delivered by a Chippendales dancer. That's the way to do it, girl. We got out over the Atlantic, and they switch from flight control in England to some sort of flight control that controls you going over the Atlantic. Okay. And when they flipped that switch, the avionics on the aircraft went out.
Oh, nice.
And they couldn't switch it back. It's just gone.
You're really making me want to get on my plane in a week.
So, and now here's the funny part. They have to call back over the radio. And they call back and says, yeah, we've had some, and I'll give the pilot credit. He told everybody what the problem was. we've lost our avionics. We're going to fly back to London, land at Heathrow, and get our avionics fixed. It says, we won't be on the ground 15 minutes. It's just a minor problem.
It blew a fuse.
Basically, yeah. So he turns around and he basically does a 180. No avionics. He doesn't know where he is. Okay. Flies back until he finds England. Okay. Then follows the coastline
around
until he gets close to London and can find Heathrow Airport again. And that was fun. I got to see the entire southwestern English coastline. That was kind of, because I was in that seat. That was pretty cool. That was.
Now that you mention it, they probably announced it while I was sleeping, because that's when the kid woke me up and said, "We're landing in Detroit. We're having wing problems."
Not bad nightmare. Leave me alone.
And I'm like, I'm awake. I'm up. What? Huh? So,
but I will say one thing. We finally landed at Heathrow. They took us to this part of the airport where they could fix whatever the avionics problem was. The ground crew was they already knew what the problem was. Engineer had called it in. They were standing by. They had the stairs ready to go. They had the truck with the guys with the electronic box or whatever. Everything was ready to go when they pulled us into the taxiway and stopped us there. And they sat down. The only problem was they turned off the air conditioner while we were sitting on the runway.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm sitting on that side of the airplane, so I'm watching all this. They parked us right next to all of the Concorde aircraft, Air France and British Airways. So I'm sitting here looking out the airplane at all the Concorde. There's 6 of them out there. 2 of them are French, 4 of them are British. I'm like, cool, I get to see clear. Because I'd always, when I was stationed in Germany, I always said, one of these days when I go home, I'm going to see if I can get on the Concorde, the time machine. The Concorde can make it from Frankfurt Airport, can make it from there to New York in 3 hours, crossing 6 time zones.
Yep.
You get there before you leave.
You leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. You get there at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Why?
3
I
hours.
never understood
3 hours before you left. You know.
I've always been confused by I know there was issues with the first Concorde, but why it hasn't been in a way reinvented in all this time, because it's been a while.
It has. The Russians had problems with theirs, and that kind of put a stigma on supersonic travel. The Concorde itself was too small to be economically feasible. It didn't carry enough passengers or cargo. Now, there are a couple companies right now that are building supersonic aircraft for passenger and private.
United's working on one.
What's that one that's actually they just got okay to flight test?
Good question.
No, it's an American company. I think it's an American company. NASA's got their thing that they've been working on, that modified airplane that's the super quiet supersonic airplane.
Oh, that's the Boom.
And then there's another company theirs looks like a cross between the Boom and the Concorde. It's pretty cool looking airplane.
That might be the Boom. Boom looks very similar to Concorde. It just doesn't have the tip nose. I don't know. There's a few of them. They're starting to make a comeback, the idea of them, and then NASA's working on a new one.
There are a couple of companies that are actually looking at making spacecraft that for passenger liners that go up, leave. Well, they don't really leave the atmosphere. They go up into the upperest part of the atmosphere, use rocket engines to get where they're going, and then drop back in.
Yeah.
And the idea was plane trips in a plane that would take 6 hours will only take 1 hour.
Well, that's the whole point with Starship. Like, even if Starship doesn't work for anything space related. If they can get it to work for point to point, you don't need aircraft bigger than like a 737, 767 for anything else, because you just get to Starship jump points. Because it's 45 minutes anywhere on the planet with Starship.
See, what's the, I lost my train of thought again. Darn. Of course, you got Boom Supersonic that's trying to do the supersonic passenger planes. See, Skylon was going to do their space shuttle thing with the Sabre engines, and they actually wanted to do a passenger version of that was hyper orbit. I don't know. What do they call that? You don't actually go into space, but it's so high up in the atmosphere. Huh?
Suborbital.
Okay. Because you got superorbital, suborbital, hyper something. And then space.
Doesn't NASA have working on something that decreases the punch of a sonic boom?
Yes. That's the one they're working. They're trying to design an airplane that when it hits the sound barrier, it slips in instead of breaks in.
Well, and they're designing those new, I can't remember what they are, 767s with Boeing, that they're changing back to the wing will now be on the top of the fuselage, come out, and then have support structures that come to the bottom of the fuselage. And the end, but they're also placed like 2/3 to the front of the plane. So they're quite a bit further forward than previous.
Kind of like a Conard design that's attached to the wing. Sort of.
Somewhat, yeah. Those are supposed to start test flying end of this decade.
Then they got that the blended wings bodies that look really cool. It's a flying wing with the two big engines on top. Which the one thing that's really cool about those, and somebody mentioned it, was all of the window seats face forward. So instead of having to do this to look out the window, it's right there. It's
sort of like a flying wing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yes.
And the windows are in the leading edge of the wing, so you can actually just like you're looking where the plane's going. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's the one thing I've been surprised hasn't come into a lot more aircraft is the, like, even just the digitalization of the windows. Like, a lot of people have talked about why aren't there, like, every seat technically could have a window even without a real window.
Well, strange enough, they've all got that screen in front. They show movies and information. It's usually some sort of touch screen that you can do, Delta Airlines or whatever the hell airlines are on. It's got, your movies there, your information's there. You can play games there. I'm really shocked that they don't have it tied into a camera on the nose of the airplane.
The Dreamliners, the A380s, and the newest 747s do. So they have a tail cam, and then they have a wheel cam, and sometimes they have a nose cone cam.
Yeah, they need to have one that looks straight down so you can actually see what you're flying over.
That's the wheel one, but one time we flew the A380, it was dark.
And a bomb sight option where you can actually... Looking straight down, it's got a bomb sight. Is
this the one you were talking about with the windows in front of you?
I'm not sure if it's that one. That is similar, but there's another one that's more. The fuselage goes farther out toward the wingtips.
Oh, okay. And then this is the one I was talking about.
And that's that one. Now there's another one I saw. It looks like that, but the lower strut goes farther forward.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So that
it might have been an early version of this one.
The strut that comes out is closer to the nose, and the wings farther back, and you get the lower part is like a canard that helps with lift, and the back part is the part that provides lift and does all your flight controls.
Okay. This is gonna be weird seeing planes with two wings.
All right, we're gonna jump to something in just a minute or two.
Okay, what are we going to jump to?
Jump to the HallowCon badge price change. If you have not got your badges,
you've got 3 minutes.
Don?
She's already got hers.
I got mine. I got mine last night. I still don't
You
know
got
what's
3
on the bed.
minutes to get the low price. In 3 minutes, the price goes up $150.
No, it's going to 75. It's making a substantial jump.
That is substantial.
Now, what is the price right now for the next 2.5 minutes?
45.
45.
Oh, and
If
that
you-
means there's only 2 minutes left of Chris's birthday too.
Yeah, that too. Happy birthday, Chris. In case I haven't already. Well, actually, I think I told Chris.
Dang, we lost Carl early. And we're losing Carl early. We've already lost Donna. So
We had my usual. I was here late.
Good night, Carl.
maybe this. No.
What happens if you just take that one finger and put it down? No.
We tested that last night.
Oh. But yeah,
Last night was
y'all
fun.
were talking about, the new supersonic planes. And I was told a story from the Vietnam era where a couple MiGs jumped on a KC-135 over in whatever that bay is over there in Vietnam.
There you go, Joe. Check the screen share.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking. All right.
It was fun.
Yeah, I mean everything's ready to go. But yeah, that's the 45. I don't think it's changed yet. No, it's not changed yet.
No, I meant my screen share.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
2 minutes to go. I'll pull that down. But the only way they could outrun those MiGs is, they're flying, 10,000 feet, 20,000 feet, whatever. And the two MiGs jumped on them. Pilot just went. Choop. When they went past the aircraft carrier, the guy standing on the deck had to look down to see the top of the wing. He was throwing a wake. And there was a boom right before they saw him. Needless to say, that KC-135 was put out of commission for a little while.
Just a little bit.
All right. It looks like you... Let me see here. Let me pull this up. Can you guys see that it says $45?
Yes.
All right. Let me get over here. And we're supposed to do the change. No.
You can still get it. Act now.
Act now. Act now. We will be watching it till it goes. And John's back. He's just off screen. There
You've got 30 seconds to get your low count membership to HallowCon. 20 seconds. Dun 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 dun. Ba ba ba. I wonder how many people are actually online right now trying to get through on the website.
Alexa, stop.
That command is not supported.
Too late. I can't have it anymore.
Okay, Don.
No,
What?
mine reacted. She said that command is not available for this stream.
Alexa, stop.
That command is not supported for this stream.
Alexa, play death metal. Okay.
Here's
Listen
death
to
metal
Death
classics.
Music on Equal Life
On
on Amazon Music.
On Amazon Music.
See, I have a bunch of commands that would just be mean for me to use that I know work.
Oh,
Something's playing. Alexa, what song is this?
This is
Death
Magna
Arrives.
June.
2018.
Alexa, stop.
Expanded edition by Sepultura.
Alexa, stop. There was a
Alexa, red alert.
Shield up. Weapons powered up.
Mine just did a big FU.
No, there was a anchor here in town that got in trouble for doing that.
Doing what?
Well, he did that, but on air, so he did set off everyone's echoes with the morning news.
Hey,
Play Freebird.
you get a bullhorn and you go down the street in your car, and as you pass by people's houses, like at 2 a.m, you yell, "Alexa, play death metal!" And
Well, he also did it at 5:15 in the morning.
See, it wasn't just yours and mine, Joe Dog. Robin's was acting up too.
That means y'all haven't gone into your settings and done the voice verification where it learns your voice so it doesn't respond to other people.
Well, you know what? Usually there's nobody in my bedroom but me and Ted.
Alexa, volume 10. Alexa, play death metal.
Alexa,
Sorry.
Discover Slayer.
Joe's just gonna unplug it.
Alexa, stop.
We had a show on Stupid O'Clock one night when Alexa first came out. I brought the Alexa up here and had her on a table next to me, and she was our guest host, or guest star was Alexa. We sat here and played with Alexa all damn night. It was funny.
What are you doing?
flipping him off, but I didn't want to swear on camera.
Yes, you do.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, there you go.
All right. My webmaster's in trouble. He's fell asleep.
Isn't it like 9 o'clock there?
Yeah.
Because did you say he was?
Now, how did you get the thumbs down?
I push a button.
Oh.
I can do a gesture, or there's like actually a manual.
Chris, play death metal. Okay. Fine.
Ah.
Oh my God, your dinner was amazing. I'm semi-jealous.
Oh well.
Am I jealous about what?
About your dinner. I mean, we had grill. I mean, we had brats on the grill, but so it was good.
It looked like
And there was you.
Oh man, I am so stuffed. Yeah, my friend does a low country bowl once a year, and the day he decided to pick was today. So,
Oh boy, that's
Darn.
you know, the one problem with low country boils, you can't eat it all, but you can try.
Mhm.
I get everything in the deep freezer right now to do a low country boil. So.
well, when I first saw it, I thought, well, what kind of Halloween spread is that with the corn and everything? Because I was seeing the crab legs
Mhm.
sticking out, and it looked like skeleton hands. You feel better?
Much better. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have a headache for my hair pulling.
Mhm.
No, I was talking about John. Of course, that was the wrong answer. Usually, I say bring it up again. We'll vote on it.
There we go.
Okay,
I won't say-
that one deserves this one. I'll arm wrestle you for the chunky pick.
Or as I've said for years, oh, that'll get you laid.
Well, they had a cookie cake for me as well. I didn't know about that.
No.
Yeah,
Did you have candles on it?
yeah, they put 3 candles on it.
Three?
That's what they had left in the drawer.
Well, they had specialty cupcakes made, and they also had a tres leches cake. And one of the people there had some pulled barbecue pork sliders that were quite good.
Those are good.
I go to the wrong parties. I go to a party, I'm lucky if I get a grilled cheese.
You need to come to Dragon Con or
It needs to come out.
HallowCon. Excuse me. You show up at HallowCon, we'll cook something special just for you. Moose burgers or something. No,
Moose is delicious, though.
it is.
And if he likes low tech, he might want to try Outside Con because they probably are next best thing food wise at a convention. Yeah, Robin, it was poor me in my gut. There might have been an eighth of that spread there. Oh, come on. Y'all knew better than that shit.
There you go.
Hold on. I'll give you some pictures.
That does look good.
It does. Okay. Zach may not know what the Low Country Boil is. The Low Country is the area in South Carolina, North Georgia, North Carolina, right along
The coastal plains.
Right. And a Low Country Boil is shrimp, crab legs or crab claws,
Yeah.
red potatoes, kielbasa sausage, and corn on the cob, small. They boil it all together in a spicy crab boil.
Is that just a boil?
Hmm?
Isn't that just the normal like seafood boil?
Well,
What happened?
this one had Brussels sprouts in it as well.
Brussels sprouts.
You
Yep.
gotta have
See,
something
those
green.
look like Brussels sprout.
Well, you got
And I
corn in it.
believe there was the occasional mushroom, and they were lemons sliced in half to give more flavor.
Okay, yeah, lemon and garlic butter, or just melted butter.
I put you four pictures in the Stupid O'Clock chat.
Did you now?
And the last one was what was left.
Shit, I'm going to stupid cut here.
It makes me sad that they
But
put
people didn't like the shrimp and didn't like the corn.
Oh, everybody loves the shrimp.
There's a lot of shrimp left.
No, the last one. Actually, you should have seen how much shrimp was in it. A lot of the shrimp was gone.
Oh,
The crab legs were about gone. Oh, it might have been grapefruit. I don't know, but
It does look like
Oh.
skeleton hands, though.
Doesn't it? It does look like skeleton hands.
yeah.
Oh, what? There we go. Okay.
I didn't send y'all that video.
And I will give them credit for one thing. They threw it on a table. That's exactly how you're supposed to serve it right there.
Yep.
But usually they throw down newspaper. So that's
Well, like I said, about 24 people went through all that.
and there's still food left over. Oh, that is one wild
Yes, please.
I'll take two.
We did Nerf warfare at my youth group, so I had a few of those. I had the big gun behind them.
Yeah.
And then you get the cheap Chinese bullets, which are hard plastic tipped instead of soft plastic tipped.
Ooh.
And then what you do is you go and order a spring online and you modify it.
Oh.
I could punch through drywall from 20 feet. I was a
Look
good
at that.
shooter. I never aimed it at any children.
684 rounds a minute.
Well,
Pretty much it breaks down to like 12 shots a second.
Oh, I would have won.
mhm.
What's it dropping out of it? Oh, those are okay. Never mind.
The clips stole.
Yeah.
The link. Yeah.
See, that's the problem with these type of things is then you have to refill it.
Well, the cool thing about it,
I mean, it
Even
just
though
looks like
it
a
is
solid
now
line
past.
of them.
shocked he's not breaking the mirror.
Yeah.
I was gonna say his aim's a little high.
That is cool.
It's the Guinness World Records of the fastest repeating Nerf gun
I could do better.
Don't worry, it'll be banned within a year.
in
Uh,
Canada for sure.
I
It's
just
already
It's
is.
illegal in Canada. Yeah.
But I was gonna say if they're made out of plastic, it looks like it's not one use only.
Well, I would hate to clean up all the darts and collect them all over again.
That's why you get the youth to do it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Not a bad birthday. Counting texts, phone calls, and posts and comments, I probably got over 250 people wishing me a happy
Any
birthday.
decent presents. See, that's my one problem being old. Nobody really gives me anything decent for my birthday. So.
Not anymore.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge at everybody that's ever given something recently. It's terrible. Do better.
Mhm.
For those kids that are watching this show, and we know one of you is, for those kids that are watching this show, always try to think of something that you want for your birthday or Christmas. Okay? And the reason is, if you keep saying money, okay, it gets old when you're like 40 or 50 or 60. People didn't actually put any thought into giving you a gift, and all you got was a 20 or a 50 or 100 or whatever.
Yeah, once you get old, they just.
The
It's
last really cool
underwear.
gift I got from my sister. She bought me a VHS DVD combo player.
Nice.
I've still got it. And here's what's funny. I went over to my mom's house to help her clean up some stuff a couple weeks ago. And she said, I want you to look through this box of old electronics and see if there's anything you want. You know, it's just old like tape record, MP3 recorders and stuff like stuff. I'm looking at what did I find? The remote control for my DVD CD player was in a box at her house. I thought it had been stuck in a couch cushion when they threw out the couches.
That's funny.
I literally, they went and bought new couches. I came home, there were new couches. And I started looking around and I said, where's the remote control for my DVD VCR player? We don't know.
They never do.
They never did.
I hate to say it, but Donna's the worst about looking for something. When you ask her where something is, I don't know.
Mom,
So many buttons.
I've only been asking about this for like 6 years. Okay. That's
Only 6.
bring that up.
What is a VCR? No, I'm kidding.
It's something that the head pops off of.
My
good.
grandmother,
It's something you hope the toddler doesn't feed oatmeal into.
my grandmother had the coolest television. Okay. It was in this big 8-foot wide oak cabinet. Had
Yes.
doors on the front. You open it up, and there's the color TV. This was back when everyone had black and white TVs.
Yep.
Had 2 big speakers on either side of the TV. You open up the top. Had a turntable, 8-track player, AM FM. Just really cool.
Only thing is missing was cassette deck.
And over on the other side was the record store.
Yeah, one side was the 8-track and AM FM and shortwave. AM FM shortwave. The other side had the record player, the turntable. Beautiful oak cabinet. I don't know what the hell happened to that damn thing. I think that we kids tore it up.
Yeah, Zach, that was back in the days when people would move and leave the TV at the house.
Because it was too big to tote.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for people to pick the TV up and move it.
Yeah, I've moved a couple of those.
Hey, do you know what the remote control looks like for those, Zach?
Isn't it big black like that
No,
thick?
no.
Oh no, it's a stick.
They were the kids.
I was the remote control for that damn TV. Grandma
Yep.
told me, "Oh, they're changing that channel, channel 3." Yes.
Oh,
There was only 3 channels to choose from.
Hey, there was nothing like being called inside by one of your parents. You get in, yeah, change the TV. John, hey, and you don't go, it's click,
TV
Click.
trays.
click.
They had these trays with little U-shaped metal legs and a tray across the top. You'd open them up, and it's a little like 15-inch by 2-foot tray you put in front of you for TV dinners.
I've got a set of 4 in the other room.
I was gonna say we have them.
I think we have. I got them from my great grandmother.
Okay, Swanson used to make a TV dinner. It came in a little aluminum tray, in individually compartmentalized foods. A
Yep.
meat, a veggie, something starchy, and a dessert on the tray.
Yeah.
And you'd get it cooked in the oven and bring it out, and you put it on the TV
That was
tray.
before microwaves.
And you had a glass of Tang, and you like, or it was either Tang or Fresca. Okay, one or the other.
Kool-Aid.
Huh?
Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.
Kool-Aid was for lunch. Anyway,
Sun tea.
and dessert usually involved Nesquik, okay, which was in the metal can. You had to pry the little metal round lid off, scoop the powder out without blowing it all over the house. Scoop the powder out, put it in your glass, pour the milk in with it, and of course it's cold milk, so the powder didn't want to mix with it, so you had to beat the hell out of a spoon for like 5 minutes. But eventually, if you put enough of that powder in there, it turned black, and you had some really good chocolate milk. Okay, that was my childhood.
I'd say John's reliving some memories.
And Kool-Aid, I can remember Kool-Aid came in the can, metal can. Then they switched to the paper packet with sugar. They just poured it into a half a gallon of water or whatever. Then they switched to just the color and flavoring, and you had to add sugar. Okay. And then later they went with artificial sweeteners. That was the cancer-causing Kool-Aid. That
Yeah.
that's
Y'all want to see something cool? There was a fight after the NASCAR race today in Talladega.
okay.
Ouch.
No, you wait.
We're gonna get rickrolled, guys. You know this, right?
Why would you fight
Yeah.
in a NASCAR race?
Damn.
That was Truck Series, wasn't it?
Yeah. The kid with the bloodied face wrecked one of the veterans in the truck series. So he had a little discussion with him after the race.
Good.
Discussion.
I believe Hank Williams Jr. used to call that attitude adjustment. Okay.
I will be back.
All right. Well, I got to run this phone back to my son. I'll be right back.
Oh God.
Great. Leave me in charge. Who the hell decided I was going to be adult supervision? Damn it.
Well, they left me with you two.
See what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh well. Stuff does happen.
They do.
We'll just make the best of it.
Yep, absolutely.
Call Chris had Chex Mix? All he had was Chex Mix? What?
I don't know. And hi, Robin. I'm sorry.
Do we need to make you Chex Mix, Chris? Are you like a Chex Mix addict?
Not exactly. I mean, I eat it, but it's not like an everyday
I
thing.
need my Chex Mix, man. I need my Chex Mix.
Mhm.
Why are you smacking your arm? I don't know. I need Chex Mix. Okay. Anyway.
No, I'm not like that. Trust me.
Okay. Hey, man, you get any more of that Chex Mix?
Hey man, you got any more of that Chex Mix?
There you
I could really use some of that stuff right now.
go.
Just make sure it's not got the Labrador in it.
We had to pull a bunch of weeds in our yard today and around the okra and such. And my okra plants are standing out now. They were covered up. The weeds were growing up next to the okra. You couldn't see it that good. Now you can see it. And we got the late season leaves on the okra.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like marijuana. Okay, it's a big 5. It's a big 5. Leaf come. The first leaves you get look like maple leaves.
Hmm.
The second ones look a bit like marijuana. These look like marijuana. Okay, it's ridiculous. I mean, the DEA flies over and goes, "Wait a minute, fly back over that yard."
Zach jumped out. Did
Yeah,
he-
he'll be back in a little bit, or he
Oh.
said he would. He did a Schwarzenegger. I would be back.
Uh,
Yeah.
He left where you did.
yeah. Well, I heard John say, how did he end up with being the adult supervision? Well, they say, things are bad when this certain person's in charge. Some fool thought it'd be a good idea to put me in charge of HallowCon.
I was just going to say, welcome to HallowCon.
Worst thing you ever want to hear in the Army is, "Hey, you're the highest ranking now." Because sure enough, whoever had the plan and the paperwork and the forms and all that sort of stuff like that, he's gone. Okay. So you ain't got none of that stuff. And all of a sudden, the only reason you're there is because you got rank that's higher than somebody else's. And it's like, what the hell am I supposed to do? They didn't leave me anything.
I want an adult or adult around me.
Mhm.
I can be adulty when it matters.
If I was in charge, it usually means that somebody's in the hospital or dead, one or the other. Okay.
Mm.
What did you do?
And if I'm in charge, it's because Joe played a cruel
Because
joke.
Joe didn't show up. Where's Joe? Where's Chris? It's that cascade effect. Joe's not here. Where's Chris?
Even when Joe's there, I have a feeling we have to ask Chris.
And if Joe and Chris disappear, it's like, "Hey, John's over there. I don't know what's going on. Leave me alone. Leave me out of this."
That's fine, Robin.
What?
We put those pictures of Chris's Low Country boil on here. She thought it was Chex Mix.
Happy birthday. Here's a bunch of Chex Mix.
They got him a whole table full of Chex Mix. Okay. A little mountain of Chex Mix.
So somehow I got a feeling this may be a practical joke pulled on me at HallowCon one year.
Do you want it to be?
It doesn't matter if I want it to be or not. If y'all decide to do it, there's nothing I can do about
Oh,
it.
speaking of which, hey, we were talking about food and okra and all that
I
sort
hear
of
a
thing.
cat. Okay, where's the cat?
Yeah, it's sugar. Well, come here.
Oh.
Well, come on. Hey.
Oh.
Oh. Come here, Rosie. I think
Yes.
she's actually coming towards the laptop. Well, come on. Well, come on. Hang on a second. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Alexa,
Get up here.
play cat noises.
No,
Here.
we had
Oh, good
apps for a
grief.
while on our
Come here.
phones that played cat noises.
Come on.
And this is back when we had George, who's passed away. And we would play that, and he would get so like bent out of shape, crazy. I mean, like he was ready to fight a phone.
Come on.
I did not check my garden today to see if
Oh,
there's
my
okra.
goodness,
I
come on.
should have some tomorrow.
Well,
Why do I have
Robin,
neon cat ears?
You have that's because you were meowing like a cat.
Yeah.
Isn't
John,
that a bridge or something?
Ruth, our head of Consuite says okra good. We'll boil up some okra. And it's like
Boil.
because them fighting words.
My parrot is about to
Unless
eat your
there's
cat.
unless there's shrimp and crab involved, you better not be boiling okra.
Mm. All right, I'm looking for something right now that will be posted over to Stupid O'Clock.
Yeah, my okra is actually starting to look very good again. This will be like the third crop of okra I've gotten from these.
Oh, she's being difficult.
Well, it's a she.
She wants
so-
attention, but she don't want to be bothered.
And now she's telling you off.
Well, I was telling her off. Told her to get her butt over here. Oh, jeez.
So,
I love her, but good
I have
grief.
not bought pumpkins or Halloween candy yet. I usually wait until into October to buy pumpkins because they'll rot if you do anything with them
Yeah.
too close to Halloween or too far in advance of Halloween.
Well, I ain't bought anything yet.
I've got some artsy craftsy ideas for pumpkins. I'm just not sure if I've got the energy for it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
The cycle squirrels around here eat any kind of pumpkin you put out, so we don't do pumpkins.
Really?
Robin, you don't have to worry about it. We
I have-
like having interactions.
I have a pet pig. Okay. And he loves pumpkin. Okay. He'll eat the heck out of pumpkin. Only problem with I would go around and get all my neighbors' pumpkins for him. Be nice and say, hey, I'll get rid of that pumpkin for you. And only problem is they put crap in their pumpkins, and I don't want to put that out in the backyard for the pig. You find
Yeah.
candle wax and toothpicks and aluminum foil. And all sorts. Gotta be
Sorry,
careful.
now she's going to annoy Rowdy. Yeah, deal with it, Rowdy.
Damn cats.
Oh, they're lovable little turds.
They're little shits.
Yeah, they are, but they're lovable.
I tried to take a nap earlier today. I know I slept and I could take a nap, but I woke up in a really weird position because somehow Buddy had pushed me and contorted me in a way that I shouldn't have been laying. And I'm like, how did he do that while I was sleeping?
I brought home a rifle one time in a case. And I put it on this little table next to my bed. And it suddenly became a cat bed.
Mm.
Everything can be a cat bed.
Yeah, I was just, it was it had a Cordura nylon cover to it. And it had all the foam inside, so it was nice and soft, with the rifle packed inside of it. And the cat was like, hey, this is cool.
That's what they do. Well, Buddy just got his own.
Great, my
blanket.
cat's got a rifle now. Yeah, that's just funny. It's just, my cat says meow, you better listen.
Mhm.
Well, I think part of what it was is that Buddy sleeps on my side of the bed during the day on a specific blanket, and I was laying on that blanket, and he was trying to get to the
Mhm.
blanket, and I was half sleeping. So it was a power struggle. Is she still telling you off?
No, she's just caterwauling.
She's telling you off.
No, she's telling Rowdy off.
No, she's bitching to Rowdy about you.
Well, that's her problem. I ain't worried about it.
Mm.
She couldn't get enough loving from me this morning.
Oh, I don't know if I told you. I planted tropical milkweed in the yard to try and attract monarch butterflies again this year. I have got monarch caterpillars all over my yard.
Uh-oh. There
No,
goes your garden.
no, they're doing all they eat is tropical milkweed.
Oh.
So, and eventually they'll make a cocoon and turn into a monarch butterfly and fly back to Mexico and try to sneak back across the border.
Mhm.
And
I guess you got a lot of birds flying in now too, huh?
we've always got birds flying in.
You just brought them extra food.
No, we got all sorts of bird food in our backyard. The monarch caterpillars are brightly striped. I don't think the birds actually like them.
Ah.
Might be
Oh.
wrong.
Did y'all see the video I posted in Stupid O'Clock of the beer and chicken don't mix? The
What?
rooster and Modelo don't mix.
Oh yes, I saw that one last time. You were
That
talking
poor-
about it in
Yeah.
the green room.
Yeah, that poor rooster was tore up.
Mhm.
So drunk, the only thing he could do is only way to stop the world from spinning was put his head on the ground and then flip over. And John, you've probably seen this. You take a rooster and you hold his head down on the ground and
Yeah,
you draw a line in front of it, and he'll just lay there and stare at that line.
I have seen that. I don't understand how it works, but
Yeah, don't ever erase that line, is all I'm going to tell you. Make sure somebody's holding the rooster when you do,
Mm.
because it comes up ready to fight.
Do you blame it?
Oh, and I posted the video of what started that fight that I showed.
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Mm.
All the young drivers are saying, that's not right. He's just old and bitter.
Mm.
then you shouldn't have hit him.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let anybody get away with that now. That
Oh, darn it. I do not have a picture of that cat sleeping on the rifle case. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. Hey, yeah. Come here, you. Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let anybody get away with casually wrecking drivers on the courses like they did when Earnhardt was.
No. This was the big one at Talladega. About 25 trucks were involved in this one.
Ooh. Oh, because that one kid, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I am a firm believer that there are some people in this generation that need to have their ass whooped.
Oh, yeah. This kid was one of them.
Yep.
After he started getting cat hair all over my rifle case, I started putting that white towel on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I tried that trick once. Like,
You
pull it
notice
off.
You notice he's pulling it off slowly, like just asshole.
Good night, Robin. Thanks for joining in and commenting. We're happy to have you in the audience.
That was Smyrna the cat god.
Hmm.
That was-
All right. Good night. Oh, where is
Good night,
this
Robin.
meeting supposed to be?
At Robin's place, we're going to go over the food budget and all that good
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Well, there's food involved, so that's why I'm asking.
Now is Robin doing the okra for us, or
Yeah, Robin's growing the okra, and Ruth's gonna attempt to cook it. Or
I
Meg.
hope you don't boil it. I'd rather have it pan fried than cornbread meal mix.
I will donate okra and a frying. I've got one of those neat aluminum pans that's got the basket in it. As you pull it up,
Mhm.
it's designed to go on a turkey fryer.
Mm-hmm.
You take the big turkey fryer pot off, and you put this pan on there and fry okra and whatever else you want to fry.
Well, bring it. Bring it.
Oh, don't post that on. Don't
Don't do that.
don't post your address.
Yeah,
Delete that.
delete that.
Delete that.
I'll get it to people. Delete it. Hurry.
We're not going to put it on screen.
Yeah, delete it from the comments because it's still on the Facebook page.
Yeah. Absolutely, Robin. You're correct.
Good girl.
She cleared it off.
She said she did. I'm going back to check on the.
I'm checking all the Facebooks right now.
Oh.
Last thing you need is Uncle Carl showing up at your house looking for boiled okra.
Or anyone else for that matter.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, at least we didn't put it up on screen.
Yeah, well, I'll turn that off. Yeah, she deleted it.
All right, good. It's not giving me the option to control.
What?
Okay. I guess you can't remove Facebook comments like you can YouTube's.
No, they have to.
Some destinations won't get comments. Learn more.
Well, as long as you don't put it on the screen, nobody that's not in this broadcast can see that. So
Yeah, or on the page at the time.
yeah. She took care of the Facebook thing, so that's the easiest one to see.
For those of you who want to know where she lives at 1122 Boogie Woogie Avenue.
I thought it was Electric Avenue.
No, that's the next street over.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But it's still in Funky Town.
Okay. Oh no, the badges have officially gone up to $75 for HallowCon.
Well, we tried to warn everybody.
So it's been changed.
Yeah.
Okay, good, Mac. Thank you, Mac.
Oh, it's definitely Funky Town.
Well, actually, if you want to go visit Robin, I'm going to actually put it out there. It's 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. Just knock on the gate.
And her phone number is 867-5309.
Yeah. We'll let you figure out the area code.
706.
Actually, I think it's 423.
No, dial 706. Somebody actually paid to get that phone number.
Oh, yeah.
And it has a voicemail.
Hi, you've reached Jenny.
I just realized where she lives. I used to live in Valleywood, which was, in that area.
Yeah.
No. I'm sitting there going, that name sounds familiar somehow.
Oh,
Now here's the big question though. Was Jenny Stacy's mom?
No, we're not talking about Stacy's mom. I hate that song
Because Stacy's mom has got it going on.
yeah. Well,
because my friends were evil, or maybe they're just not much fun. But my sister's name is Tracy, and so they changed the words to Stacy's mom.
well. Here's the thing. Originally, the subject that brought about that song being made up was, I think, one of the friends. I don't know if it was one of the band members or not. Actually, had a crush on someone's grandmother. They're like, "Ooh, no, we're not gonna do that." But the mom. And then
Now, wait a minute.
what
Was
the lyrics-
Jenny Jesse's girl?
She might have been.
Yeah.
Might have been.
Oh.
Because, he sang about, I wish that I had Jesse's girl, and the other guy gave him her phone number. I mean, it's like, 867.
Well, and of course, Honeymoon Suite, he had a new girl now. So,
Back,
was Jenny the new girl, or was she the ex?
who knows?
But the new girl looked a lot like her. Oh, it's a shame Dan wasn't in here to hear this conversation. He would absolutely love this.
Oh yeah.
Back when Chattanooga's area code was 615.
Yeah.
That was the whole state.
And then that was the whole state of Tennessee. And then somewhere down the line, we got too many damn phone numbers, and they switched it to 615 is now Nashville. Chattanooga got 423, which hilariously pissed me off because I could not, my brain could not process that. And we actually had a 423-867-5309. I want to say it was in Saudi Daisy, if I remember correctly. And after the song came out, this poor lady had to get her. The phone company actually did not charge her to change her number when they found out what was going on.
I believe that.
I agree
Well,
with
when it came
her.
out, it was 404 in Georgia.
Yeah.
That was Rossville Junior High's phone number.
Because you realize that pretty much every area code out there
Has that
might
number.
have
Yeah.
an 867-5309.
Yep.
Uh,
There's some people that will pay extra for that number now.
I am curious to know who has the cell phone number. That would be interesting.
Yep.
John, when you're talking about the split, the Tennessee area code split, it was on the time zone.
Yep.
East of the time zone went to 423. West of the time zone was 615.
Yep.
And then it got to be where it was so big that Memphis got their own area code.
Yeah.
So far into the state.
I think Tennessee has 4 area codes now, if I remember correctly.
I think 5.
5 now.
Yeah.
I know they got 615 and then 423 and then 865 and whatever Memphis is and maybe another one.
Yeah. Do you know what 865 spells?
Ball.
Yeah. Knoxville, home of the Tennessee Volunteers, known as the Vols. Their area code is VOL.
When I first met Ted, the last 4 digits of his phone number was 3858. But when you look at it, it's fuck you. Sorry, had to throw that one out there.
Oh, guess
Now y'all
what?
looking too.
Tennessee has 7 area codes now.
7 area. Oh, wow.
423-615-629, 731, 865, 901, and 931. Middle Tennessee is pretty much 931. Everything around Nashville is 615.
Mhm.
You see here. Memphis is 901. Everything in West Tennessee is 731. Knoxville is 865. And wait a minute. There are two 423s. One, two. Because upper or northeastern Tennessee is a 423. And
Yeah.
Chattanooga is a 423.
Yeah, they carved out Knoxville.
Okay.
Yep.
And they said when the next area code has to be instituted into Tennessee, you're going to have to dial all 10 numbers.
Yeah. The one instead of it.
Yeah. Without the one. Like you do in Georgia.
Yeah.
We just found that out today. We went to order Chinese food. And when all of our cell phones are Chattanooga cell phones, so they're 423 area codes. But we live in Georgia, so the area code down here is 706. When we went to order Chinese food from down the road, it was a 7. You had to do the whole 10 number thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Lord, I remember when phone numbers were only 6 numbers.
Oh, just so y'all know,
Oh, Georgia has 10.
423-265-1411.
Oh, I love giving people that is my number.
Used to be the American National Bank time. You'd call it up, they give you time and weather. Okay. American National Bank is no longer with us. They have been sold out and bought out.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Hey!
Sound like it.
I'm just going to sit here and eat fortune cookies. Right.
Oh, but yeah, it's still a working number.
It still works. I don't know who actually runs it anymore.
Well, we'll find out. How about that?
I don't know if it's First Horizon or one of the other companies, but
Truist is.
Hey, Joe, call it and put it close to the microphone.
That's what I'm doing.
October 1st. Peace Communications thanks you for your call. The time is
Pace Communications.
Current temperature 71 degrees. Now the Chattanooga weather, a public service of Peace Communications.
Oh, Peace
Clear
Communications.
through Sunday, highs low to mid 80s, low tonight 60.
That's it.
Were you able to separate the cat fight?
I got it. Stopped. God dang.
Is somebody in heat, or was it a territorial dispute?
I don't know what the crap's going on there. Just
We can't read it, John.
I'm
The
working
green
on it.
screen's not cooperating.
It's your green screen.
Be satisfied with
satisfied
what
with
you
you
already fuzzy.
Own.
have
Okay.
on. Okay. Already on. Okay.
I don't like that one. I'm going to get another one.
Don't let the past and the useless. Something's getting choked.
Yeah. Details.
Choke your
Existence.
I could write better fortunes than that.
Oh yeah.
The soup you just drank was poisoned.
Holy shit.
It's Bubba.
Was that the instigator?
We know what you
I
did.
don't know which one. You need to be a good boy right now.
Got to share something with you guys.
Uh-oh. Dawn, run. I'll hold him. Okay.
I'm not even gonna go there because this is not the green room and it is not Last Man Standing.
The one on the top left.
Well, zero in on it.
Powerball?
Powerball.
Is it over $1 billion now?
1.04
Wow.
Billion.
billion. Which means nobody won.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
I'm surprised my brats haven't knocked on the door. Usually they knock on the bedroom door.
He's being a good boy now.
Now. Pissed his sister off.
Well, I told you she was bitching him out.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even get a consolation prize on either of these.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I guess I gotta go buy some more tomorrow.
Back to the salt mines for you.
Yep. I wouldn't know what to do if I won that kind of money. I'd probably spend most of it on hospital bill from the heart attack.
Yeah. That would go through a lot of it.
Oh, I've already got it planned. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to screen print the lottery page. I'm going to scan my ticket and email it to my lawyer and say, do you want to take this?
Mm.
Because I'm going to my lawyers before I go, or anybody knows. I may even go to lawyers before I talk to Donna.
Yeah. She won't care as long as you give her money.
I'll give her $250 a week. That's all she needs.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
No, I mean, we've already talked about it. We're going to set up a trust fund for the kids of $2 million. And it'll only be paid out monthly. And, a certain amount until it's gone. And I'm going to try to set it up to where it's going to last them about 10 years.
Yep.
I was going to, once I get taxes and cash off and everything settled out, invest about 85% of it. And then start blowing the other 15%.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first things I want to do is I want to find a nice piece of property up in the mountains somewhere and start hire architects and stuff like that. Start building houses, infrastructure, and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then while that's being done, I'm going to get an RV and just start traveling around doing what I want to do.
Oh, make it a goal to attend one convention every weekend for a year.
That every other week at least. Like a week at the convention, then a week off, that sort of thing. So that's.
Mm-hmm.
Then one of the other things I want to do, I want to visit all of the military museum ships.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Oh, and we can go long since we don't have to rush if it.
Oh, that's right. Hey, we got an extra hour, don't we?
Or two.
Yep.
So,
Well, I'm going to cut out in a little bit, but
well, what I was thinking was we'll just go ahead and fade right into Last Man Standing, like we used to. Yeah, old timers. We used to do this in the old days. We used to just run the show an extra hour. Yes.
Get off my lawn.
Get off the lawn.
Chris, why do you look like you're gonna fall asleep on screen?
There you go, Joe. I like it, Joe.
What?
Hard.
I can't do that, can I? I can't do that yet.
Joe, there's something in my screen. What was that?
Oh, who is still here?
Get away, get away.
They're on the YouTube page.
Who? What? Where?
There's only 2 people watching, and they're on the YouTube page, so I don't know who it is.
Wonder if it's Carl and Donna.
No, they already
they're
went.
done.
Carl went to bed. I don't know if Donna's still here. Robin's
No,
is
Donna
Robin
went-
still here?
What about Nick Talkert? Maybe.
I don't know.
Oh, Zach said he was going to be back. I don't know what happened to Zach. He passed out or something. But
Mm.
Maybe.
time is different in Canada.
That is. What are you doing? PT for your fingers?
No, well,
Purple tunnel?
I'm just always trying to my hand. Well, my hands are messed up.
Here's
so.
the church. Here's the steeple. Open the door and there's other people. Hey.
No, my hands are messed up, so I move them a lot. What happens when you have rheumatoid arthritis?
I have, I don't know if you can see it. I have really big knuckles. And I have thin fingers, but big knuckles. Okay. I have a weird grip. I had a very large grip.
Don't.
See,
I could see it in your eyes. Don't. It's not the green room.
Where's Rich when we need him?
Okay.
Wow.
I was perfectly.
No.
Why? See, I was innocent.
You know that thing they make you do in gym where you climb a rope? You know, I can't do that because the rope's too small.
Mm.
Okay, now that made my brain go. Thanks, Joe Dog. You instigated that shit.
You're welcome.
I always have to get. I can't shoot small grip pistols. I have to get larger grip pistols. M16 rifle is kind of a chore for me because the pistol grip on it's kind of small. Not bad, just small. But when it's cold out, oh God! I mean, you can hear my fingers hurt. It's that bad. It's just ridiculous. I don't know if it's rheumatoid arthritis or just cold joints or what. I always had to buy the best gloves. When Thinsulate came out and Gore-Tex, that was a godsend.
Yep, that's good stuff. Actually, there is a act coming to Chattanooga on the 5th of October that Joe and John would probably like.
B-52s?
Nope.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark?
Nope. Mike Campbell and the Dirty Nods. Mike Campbell of the Heartbreakers.
Ah.
The guitar player. And primary songwriter.
The waiting is the hardest part.
Yeah. Well, the wait's almost over. Let's say the 5th. That's Wednesday or Thursday night.
You used to have a girlfriend. She don't come around here no more.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess you got lucky that day.
I think I'm gonna go have a last dance with Mary Jane.
They used to go to dancing all the time, and then they kind of broke up, so they had one last dance. Mary Jane didn't want to be with them anymore. So,
But I bet you she was an American Girl.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to say goodnight, y'all.
Hopefully she was a refugee.
So are we doing now? Wait a minute. Are we ending the show, or are we doing Last Man Standing?
Whatever y'all want to do, John.
It's all on you, John. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna
Whatever.
do? Does this mean that I get to put my
Alexa, red alert.
Okay.
Does this mean I get to put my last man standing hat on? And I
Yes.
don't have to behave. Next time you're talking about grip, Joe Dog.
We can do that.
Yes, be perfectly innocent.
Now the question is, now here's the problem. Joe leaves. Okay. We've already told everybody we're not doing the last man standing. So how do we get the word out that we're doing a last man standing?
Well, when they tune in and see that Dan's still alive, well, I know how we can do it.
You
Actually,
do.
I think I'm gonna head out because
Oh yeah, I could do the swap over, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to jump out, guys.
Don, there's something behind you moving.
Well, I was going to talk with you for a
On your
minute
right.
afterwards, Joe. If you're
Do you want to
Hey.
know what was? Sorry,
Uh,
Chris. This was too funny. During the green room last night, we were talking about something behind Carl, and it was Kelvin.
We kept on telling him, your cat's right behind you. And he's like,
He turned around, scared the crap out.
it was
all
fun.
right.
he didn't believe us. He
Okay.
thought it was a background or something. He was like,
Yeah.
He's got little stickers he can put on his screen, and he thought it was the little sticker. So,
Yeah.
good night, Joe Dog. And
All
what were
right.
you saying, Chris? I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. It was
Are
John's
y'all gonna,
fault.
John? Are you going to wrap it up?
yeah.
You
Don't I
done?
always?
Are you done? Or are you going to hang around for a little while?
Who, me? I'll hang
Yeah.
around for a little bit.
All right.
I
Hold
still
on.
have
I'm not going to be much longer.
Aw.
I'm going to wearing out quick.
Okay,
Same
hold
here.
on, Chris. I will send you something.
Okay.
All right. I'm gone. I will see y'all later.
Good night, Joe
Alright.
Dog.
All right. Well, if it'll let me go.
You're stuck. He ran away.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know, a proper military salute, first things first, you try to get this part of your hand as straight as possible.
Mm-hmm.
When you bring up your arm to do the salute, you bring it to where the upper part of your arm is level. Okay. You then put your index finger either on your eyebrow or on the tip of your hat if you're wearing headgear. Okay. It comes straight up. When the salute is done, it goes straight down. There's none of that, tomfoolery stuff. And so it's up, down, just that quick. Technically, you're supposed to hold it for 6 seconds. Technically. And technically, whoever you're saluting is supposed to return it immediately. If they don't return it, you're supposed to hold it for 6 seconds and then drop your salute. And if they don't like it, that's their tough titty. So, because you will get people that don't like to salute. We were going to Burger King one time at Fort Knox, and where our barracks was north, going south to the Burger King. And the sidewalk we were walking down just happened to go past a theater. The theater was where they were having one of the classes for officers candidate school. They were giving some lecture in the theater.
I may be
And just-
back in a minute.
Okay.
He's not coming back.
Probably not. Nobody else has. It's like they say, I'll be back in a minute, and the swamp monster gets them. We're heading down to Burger King. We're heading down the sidewalk. About then, the side doors in this theater open up, and this entire theater lets out of officer candidate school individuals. They're all second lieutenants, about 150 of them.
Oh, jeez.
So we literally had to walk down the sidewalk doing this for like 5 minutes.
That was longer than 6 seconds each.
We didn't stop saluting until we got inside Burger King. Okay, and that's ridiculous.
Well, I wonder if Chris is really coming back or not.
I don't know. Should we leave and let him take over?
Oh, no.
Yeah, where's our regular last man? I think we ran everybody else off.
Well, Rich usually is on, but he's not here tonight. I don't
Yeah,
because
I
I
was
haven't been on. I haven't been on Saturday nights for a while because I've been going to bed at about
Joe,
at
I
midnight.
don't know what's up with Joe. I don't know if he shows up on Saturday or not. But
There's something over my shoulder. Did you see it that time?
then Zach didn't come back, so I don't know if he got busy or what. He's doing stuff in Canada.
Well, he might have been having some trouble with the head coming off.
Dan, of course.
Poor Dan.
Apparently, they cut the string on his can, so he doesn't have internet right now. So,
Mm-hmm. Donna's back was bothering her.
down right on Carl went to bed because apparently he's got to go stealth shopping tomorrow, and
Stealth shopping?
he doesn't like to shop when everybody else shops, so he goes like early Sunday morning and like before, while all the Christians are in church. That sort of thing. Yeah, nobody. Are you trying to throw knives at somebody?
I'm throwing daggers right now from my eyes. It's a minute.
we can see his shadow.
Oh, as I said, there's something over my shoulder. But guess what? He's dressed now.
Oh. He's not doing the Chippendales thing anymore.
No, he's not doing the Chippendale.
What am I going to do with all these dollar bills?
Okay, so I just shot Chris a message and said, "Are you really coming back?" And he said it's going to be about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's
So I am going to let you decide what you want to do. If you want to sit here and talk to yourself for 10 minutes.
what are you going to do?
That's
You
kinda
leaving?
evil. Yeah.
All right.
Somebody's
I'll tell you what.
tired.
If you will message Chris and tell him I'm going to shut it down, we will just end the show for the night. Okay. So, Dawn, thank you for showing up.
Yeah, come on, play it one more time for me, just for me.
Keep your eyes out for that pair of socks, right? And if I can do the sock puppet thing, that'll be really cool. The only problem is I don't know. I would have to take a class to figure out how to get the background to move on that. So it's ridiculous. I need to find back when Skunk was a regular on the show before he started doing wrestling. He's the one who came up. He found that on some cartoon thing, okay, and incorporated it into the show. And it was then the almost the end of the show thing. I wish we could find more of it because we could do a whole sitcom based on a sock puppet.
Ooh. Okay, he said okay.
All right. This is the part of the show where we say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody. Okay, let me see. I gotta punch a button over here. Oh, there we go. Good night, Dawn.
Good night.
I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, uplifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.